Hey, Ronnie Dale, 4WDing Australia. Welcome to Talkin' 4x4 episode 2. Now, am I wearing trousers or am I wearing shorts under this desk? Who knows? In this episode number 2, we have a special guest. Let's bring him on in. How are you, Alex?
I'm good, mate. How are you, Ronnie?
Good, mate. Very good.
That's good. I do happen to know whether he's wearing trousers or shorts under the desk, but I'm not going to tell you.
I'm wearing something.
He's wearing something, and that's good enough for me. What have we got on the show, man?
Well, on the show, all right, apart from your interview, which is coming first up, we have...
Utes versus wagons.
That's topic number 1.
As I understand, you've only ever owned utes, yeah?
Correct. And you've only ever owned wagons.
True.
You used to fit things to vehicles as well, as in like in a workshop.
Yeah, I did. I was an accessory fitter for four-wheel drives for a couple of years there.
And I've done a lot of modifieds with vehicles, so I think we also have a lot of knowledge on the opposite side of the scales.
Yeah, seen a few setups.
Yeah. So what we are actually going to discuss in that one is, we'll get more into detail about that, but the good mods to do as well, like all the stuff that people probably don't think about. But we'll get onto that a bit later.
Yep. And second thing up, we're doing...
the future of four-wheel driving. So what's happening in your neck of the woods at the moment?
Mate, in my neck of the woods, we did our first live stream the other week over on Intense Off-Road.
Oh yeah, I jumped on just on the end of that. I slept in.
Yeah, you did. So that's something we want to make a bit bigger in 2019, some live streams. This was Backyard Mechanic replacing the belt tensioner on my ZD30 Patrol.
That's a risky live shoot to do.
Yeah, it was a big
live
undertaking for a first live thing, but I'd hoped I'd get it out of the way in under an hour. And we managed an hour and 2 minutes, including degreasing the engine bay and just chewing the fat with some of the people in the live stream chat. Very
nice. So successful operation. Normally when I tell a missus I got a 20-minute job on the car, 2 hours later. It's
generally the case with me, and when I did snap a piece of the old tensioner off, I think I will take the fan shroud off, just so you guys can see what's going on down there.
That is exactly right.
Oh!
That sounded horrible.
I guess it was seized.
The comments came flying through about how it might turn to an 8-hour live stream.
Yeah, well, it could very well happen.
What's been going on with 4WDing Australia?
Well, the Flinders has now been released. I think we're up to episode 2 or 3, depending on when this is edited.
Yeah, always the case.
Appreciate your help on that trip as well, by the way.
Yeah, no worries. It was great to come along.
Got some cool photos and extra GoPro content. That you're running around like a mad person.
That's it. I train for a reason, is to get good shots.
Yeah. There is a bit of an announcement to make. Apart from the toe ball snapping, that's another video that may be up before this one. Yep. You also helped out with that one. That was going to be incredibly revealing, eye-opening, yes, and scary. But something not scary, and that is Caltex have come to the party and they're helping us, supporting us with some diesel and fuel for our vehicles for our future adventures.
Nice.
So
I'll drink to that.
Super excited about that, and it's kind of like the perfect brand or sponsorship as well.
Yeah, that's a good one to have on board, because they're going to be there just supplying you fuel to bring all the adventures to the people on YouTube, and it's not sort of one-eyed deck your car out with one brand and that's what it's all about.
Exactly. There's some good offers, but as soon as you bolt one brand on your car and that's all we can talk about, it tarnishes the whole channel, and I'm sure a lot of the audience will agree with that too.
Yeah. No, it'll be good. It takes a while to find a sponsor that aligns well with your brand, so I hope that works out well for you.
Alex, I think we should go straight into your interview, but just quickly for those who don't know you, Alex, Intense Off-Road, fellow YouTuber, you create content about...
four-wheel driving, outdoors, similar stuff. I do a lot of trip videos, a lot like Ronnie. I do the Backyard Mechanic series as well, where I just tackle jobs with basic hand tools, and I run the blog at intenseoffroad.com as well. But it's all about just having a bit of fun outdoors, a lot of light-hearted four-wheel driving, camping fun with mates.
It's good stuff. There'll be a link in the bottom of the description, at the well, right now there is, and at the end of the video, so you can jump on and check out what Alex and Intense Off-Road is all about.
Thanks, guys. Let's see what incriminating things I said in the interview.
Yeah, let's go to that. Hang on a minute. 2 YouTube questions first, then we go to the interview.
Yep. Okay,
sorry, guys. All right, I will read one from this list first.
Okay, hit me. What do you got for me, YouTube?
Alex.
Yes.
There's a question from an Alex Wilson.
Okay, good
Alex
name. I like you already.
Alex, what do you prefer? his old RD28 engine or his ZD30? And pros and cons of each. Let's see if you can do that real quick.
Okay, real quick. I like the ZD30 because it hasn't blown up yet, not that the RD did. It's better on fuel, a bit better torque, and a little bit better power. The RD was great, the exhaust note was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I love the sound of that thing. It needed to rev a lot higher, and it was a manual. Manuals are good, but I got a bit tired of shifting cogs, as you have to do all the time in an RD28. So now I'm in an auto ZD30. Low down torque's a bit better. Fuel economy is way better. And it hasn't blown up, so I'm pretty happy.
Touch steel.
Touch steel, that's all I've got at my disposal.
Yeah. The interesting thing is though, the RD28 is a 6-cylinder.
Yeah.
And the ZD30 is a 4.
Yeah, 3 litre 4-cylinder for the ZD30 and a 2.8 6-cylinder in the RD. The ZD30 doesn't sound as nice, not by a long shot, as that little 2.8 did. Something about a 6-cylinder turbo diesel, 6 and 8s. Anything lower than that just doesn't have the same nice sound to it.
It doesn't happen.
What is the best way to go camping / off-road with an infant or small child? That one's from Toby.
Toby, that could be a whole video because there's a lot of ins and outs with toddlers, but we don't have time for that in here. I'll do it in another video. What I will say though is if you have a rear-facing child, so that is from the age of 0 to 6 months old, do not go forward driving and do not go on corrugated roads. Their brains are like eggs. They're very fragile, so imagine what severe bumps and stuff on corrugations, people who don't know how to deflate the tyre, I wouldn't do it.
A bit risky.
It's risky. I'm not saying it's going to happen, it's just risky. Yeah. So that was my thing. If when we had a rear-facing child, we didn't go forward driving with that kid. We'd palm them off to the grandparents and off we go.
Yes, so you still got out, at least that happened.
2 tips in 1.
Yeah. Nice one.
All right, Alex, you ready for the interview?
I'm ready for whatever you can throw at me, Ronnie.
It's a bit of a rapid fire, but not too rapid fire. So if you feel there's more to the question, just go for gold, mate.
I will flesh it out.
That's it, mate. Okie dokie, let's begin. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Oh, I would say avid flano enthusiast.
Avid flano enthusiast. I wasn't expecting that. We're off to a good start. Would you drive a Toyota?
Yeah, I'd drive a Toyota. I'm not a Nissan fanboy and I'm not against the Toyota fan base at all. I reckon Toyotas are nice, refined vehicles, but I reckon you can't go past the bang for buck with a Nissan. So I'd drive one, but I'm content in my Nissans.
Why did you start Intense Off-Road?
Whoa, this is one I'm going to have to flesh out. Way back in the day, 2010.
2010.
I used to write a little bit for 4-wheel drive action, but I didn't like the way they doctored everything I wrote. Cut out all the personality, no fun. I like to have a bit of a laugh, make things a bit funny, add some personality.
Did it take ages to pay you as well?
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Yeah, if you were lucky enough to get paid. So I thought, nah, bugger this, I'm going to write my own stuff. So I started intenseoffroad.com, which was a blog at the time. And I just write blog posts on where I'd been and put my own bits of personality in there. It wasn't until 2 years after I started that, I think. I was at a party and my cousin was asking me how the blog thing is going. He didn't know anything about blogs and he said to me, I'd happily watch like a half-hour video, but I don't read. There's no way I'd read a 3-minute blog post. And so I sat there and I thought, I reckon that's true of a lot of blokes. So I'll go onto YouTube and maybe I'll have a go at a few of them. And it just went really well and I enjoyed doing it and I just drifted more and more to video. That's where Intense Off-Road came from. You can put your own personality into it. You can tell the story how you want. There's no one to tell you have to say it this way and you have to promote this.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's it. You can just have fun and all the people that watch you have fun as well.
I'm going to add another question here to you.
Yep.
Do you think starting out a YouTube channel, do you think the key is not to try too hard?
I think initially, yes. I think when you start it, you've got to be having fun. got to be learning the ropes. You've got to be developing like your own style and everything. And then I think once it starts to, you get a bit more of a business mindset about it, it slowly becomes more work, and then you've got to start tuning it down into more of a business.
Yeah.
But you still got to tread that fine line of having fun and doing the business side of it, because it gets tedious.
Yeah, there's no point in doing it if you don't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because there's far better paid jobs out there.
Yeah,
There's far better paid jobs out
yeah,
there.
that's right. You got to start off having fun, but sooner or later, if you want to keep going, you're gonna have to start doing the nitty gritty.
Do you have a second job?
YouTube is not my full-time income. I've said it to people in the past that YouTube is 20% of the income and 40% of the workload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a fair way to put it too, yeah.
Yeah.
There's always more work than what it pays.
Yeah, that's it. The other ways I make my money, I do videos full-time for a living. But I create videos for other companies' YouTube channels and company webpage, all very short-form, web-based stuff.
If you could not drive your patrol, or you could not own any patrol, or any Nissan,
This sounds like a dark world you're describing.
come to the dark side, what would you drive?
Well, first I'd have to lock myself in a room for a week, I think. Sob a little bit, get it out of my system. I think I'd go for something a little bit smaller, to be honest. I think as a replacement for the Patrol, something like a D-Max, a Ute, wouldn't be a well body. It would be something like what you've got, tray-back with a custom-built canopy.
Where is your happy place, just in general?
I think my happy place would be camped next to a river, probably in the winter when it's nice and cold and I can just sit around a campfire.
Is it a spring river so you can swim in it?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. How nice would that be, somewhere like Running Waters?
Shh, don't tell everyone.
Any river, really. Somewhere I could throw a line in and watch nothing happen.
Yeah.
Fishing, we're talking about there.
Bush therapy.
Yeah. Somewhere nice and chill.
Your favourite video on your own channel?
Oh.
Time to be narcissistic.
Sometimes I don't mind rewatching some of my stuff, hey?
Do you watch your old stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because your new stuff, you've just watched it 10 times because you approved it for editing.
Yeah.
Approved it in your own mind.
Yeah.
And you don't want to watch that stuff for like a year.
All it looks like is cuts and transitions and all of that. That's all it looks like to me.
You're like, yeah, that worked.
Yeah. I go back to the old stuff. I'm really actually quite keen on the Holland Track series, where we told a bit of the history of the Holland Track by dressing up in suits like they would have in the old days.
That was a good series.
Top hats, and I really enjoyed that. And in particular, this one little scene just outside of Kalgoorlie, there's this salt lake and like an abandoned town called Boulogne, all this old machinery. I just had so much fun filming out there.
Awesome.
And the video just opens up with this spooky music and all this abandoned stuff. And yeah, I actually find myself coming back to watch that little scene.
How many times have you watched it?
I don't know. Not including the editing.
Yeah.
Probably 50 times in editing. Probably maybe another 20 over the last few
Oh,
years.
yeah, okay.
I just really liked that bit of work.
That's fairly narcissistic, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Favourite terrain to drive?
I think mud, as long as it is not the sort of stuff that comes over your bonnet, gets you stuck up to your diffs and fills your car with water.
So you like a bit of slippy, slidey?
Bit of slippy, slidey clay. And
bit of like sitting there for a bit and then grip and go.
Maybe coming down a steep clay hill and...
They're fun.
Yeah, things get a bit out of control for a second there and you've got to try and think quick to really get yourself back on course.
The track or the destination?
It's the points along the track.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the little bits of history. It's stopping at Agnes Namaholm on the Holland Track and sort of telling the story or reading the story about how Agnes Namaholm came to be named and how the Aborigines created namaholes. Just the little points, like the old homesteads you find, the little bits of history.
So it's like the points of interest along the trip.
Yeah.
So the destination is not always the top priority. So it is a track then?
Yeah.
In a different way?
Yeah, but in a different way. It's not so much for the pleasure of
the
driving
drive
and the excitement of the drive.
Desert, bush or beach?
Bush. Easy.
That was an easy one.
Yeah. I mean, the beach is good, but sand gets everywhere. It's quite nice from time to time. But it's the bush for me, like the southwest forests, just beautiful and green by a bit of water. The desert would come off second to that, especially out around the Goldfields area.
Last question for now. Favourite state outside WA?
Outside of WA, I haven't taken a four-wheel drive there. I've done no four-wheel driving there, but it's Tasmania.
Tasmania.
Yeah, and I'd love to take a four-wheel drive there, but not only is it the other side of the country, but it's a boat ride down as well.
It's
Bit
a
of
long way
mission.
away.
But I would love to go in four-wheel drive and camp around Tassie a bit. We did do some camping in a caravan when I was a kid.
In Tasmania?
Yeah, I think I was probably about 14 with my parents. No off-roading, just caravanning around. Loved it.
Tassie for the win. There you go, Tasmania.
Getting a bit of love from Alex.
Intense off-road. Ute versus wagon.
Yeah,
It sounds like a war, doesn't it?
it really does, because it's 50-50. There's no in the middle. You can't have a U-wagon.
A U-wagon, you can chop a wagon. You've only owned wagons, I've only owned utes.
Yeah.
What is the reason why you haven't owned a ute yet?
Well, it starts when I was 17, and the Ford Maverick, which is the same as a GQ Patrol, was
nice.
my first vehicle. Yeah, solid first four-wheel drive. Back then I had friends, and
You had friends.
7 seats. I was like, yeah, I'll get that, and like all my friends, we can go out places, and then I can just fold the seats up and go camping when I want to. And that's not the same reason I have a wagon now, but I've just had wagons since
Stuck
then.
with it.
Yeah, and I guess it's sort of much the same for you. You
It
got
is.
a ute to start with for whatever reason it was, didn't you?
Well, I got a ute to start with because of work. You know, I used to work out of the back of, a Falcon.
Yep.
And then I went to a panel van.
Yep.
And then that broke down. The mother-in-law was very happy when the panel van broke down.
Yeah, I bet.
If you live in Australia, you know what a panel van is. Yeah, you end up looking seedy. It was a white panel van too. I then moved on to four-wheel drive utes, and they were so convenient. And then your thought process sticks with that, the convenience of work from stuff in the tray. You go camping, you throw swag in a tray, you just throw shovel in a tray, you know.
Yeah, and it just evolves from there. And it's the same with the wagon. You've got it there, and you just look at the ways that you can use it for whatever purpose you've got. So you look at your camping gear and go, oh, I can organise it like this for camping and this for work.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the wagon for me.
I reckon you'd be better at Tetris than me though, having a wagon.
Yeah, definitely. It is one of my strong points.
That goes here, that goes there, that goes there.
Yeah.
So what would be your number one mod for a wagon?
I'd stack a few together here because it's all about storage. You put your drawers in the back, you get your fridge and everything set up. You look at whether you want to carry 2 spares or if you want to carry water on the back, and maybe you get a rear bar. And then you go to your suspension. Once you've figured out everything, you figure out what it's going to weigh, and you upgrade those springs, because most wagons, if you're looking past 1990, coil sprung rear. It's not going to like that extra weight.
I think my budget will be slightly less than yours, pretty similar though. If I had a wagon, I would put a roof rack on first to sort my cargo issue out. Then I'd put a cargo barrier in. If I didn't have any children, the back seat would be used as well. You could even sleep in it then. And I would probably go for the drawer system as well before I go rear bar.
Yeah, that's a good move. I did the cargo barrier in a previous wagon of mine, which was great for stacking everything to the roof in the back, but I've steered away from it in the current wagon because the height the drawers sit at, I can fold down the middle row of seats, throw a mattress down, and you can sleep full length from the back of the car through to the front.
Oh, nice.
It's the size of a whole bed.
Could you, 2 people side by side?
One, just because I've got the permanent mounted fridge and cage
Ah,
there.
yeah, okay. Wagons are so quick and easy to do DIY stuff in. I mean, you could knock up some wood and just throw it in, and it does the job because it's all braced by the sides and...
Yeah, that's it.
On a ute, you can't knock something up with wood, it's just going to rot outside, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
You got to get something heavy duty and something that can keep the dust out.
Got to be built for the purpose. Yeah, and it costs you a little bit more in that regard. So, mate, utes. What's the first 3 things you'd do to a ute if you'd just obtained it?
As many aerials as you can, spotlights all over it. Nah, kidding.
Yes, big mud flaps.
Yeah, R.M. Williams mud flap.
Yes.
Big Winchester sticker on the back.
I like it. The man's got taste. He doesn't really.
Okay, let's go serious here. If we have a tray back, because there's two different types of utes here.
Yep.
Tray back utes, I would put a water tank underneath.
Yep.
I would also go for either customize the tray. Put some bolts and boxes down.
Yep.
Steel, alloy, or plastic boxes.
Yep.
Or you can go the canopy, half canopy, full canopy. You can even go to rack over the top, and it'll increase so much more space. I would try somehow to get dust prevention, which you can do from those options that I've mentioned. But the thing is, if you go with the boxes, you are going to get dusty hands opening it up and closing it, and everything you handle, it's going to be your swag's going to be in the open, But if you don't care about dust, that's fine. Like
it's sometimes it's a part of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
With it. And you've got a massive, you just said water tank. You mounted a massive water tank under it. Just wash your hands.
Exactly. Yeah.
Winner.
You can just do a gravity fed too.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Flash.
To a ute.
What would I do to a ute? Okay, you mentioned two types of utes: well body.
Go to well body, because I think you'd do similar to the tray back. Would you not?
I'd do similar to the tray back. If I had to choose, I'd choose tray back over well body.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because the well body never properly weather seals. Like you always get dust through the back.
Yep.
It comes like a lot of the well body is just pinch weld together, so the dust will come up through the gaps. As hard as you try to seal the tailgate, you can buy proper like tailgate sealing kits and everything. The dust always manages to get in.
So you're talking about when you put a fiberglass or steel canopy on top of a well body.
Yeah.
The tailgate's not going to prevent anything.
Yeah. Correct. So
I can vouch for that too.
Yeah, because you've had a few well bodies, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had two well bodies. One I didn't even bother trying because I never put a canopy on it. The second one, I did put some good sealant on it, and man, you had to slam that tailgate as hard as you possibly could.
Yeah.
You felt like breaking the car when you did it.
Yeah.
And that worked for about 2 weeks. Then it started leaking in.
Yeah. So if I owned a ute, I'd be going tray back, and it depends on the budget. If I had an extra $15,000, I'd go a full custom canopy, and I'm pretty sure by now I'd have an idea of how I'd deck it out.
Budget. That's a good thing to bring up, actually.
If you're looking at a wagon, you've got your budget, you buy your wagon, you throw your gear in the back. You don't have to worry about whether it's secure. You don't have to worry about the dust and water coming in, lock boxes, any of that sort of thing.
Central locking too.
Central locking, yeah. All your doors are there ready to open all at once. Whereas if you go for the ute, you're going to have to budget in, let's say $800 for lock boxes at a minimum.
Yes. Yeah, you need some decent boxes too, because if you get the cheap boxes, they're not going to seal from dust, and then the whole purpose of putting the boxes there is gone.
Yeah. Just your stuff's kicking around in there, getting dusty, and maybe easy to break into anyway.
Another thing about well body utes, when you go into a water crossing, a lot of utes they have at the headboard end.
Yep.
They have like holes, like breathing holes. I think it sort of pressurizes it.
I know the spots, yeah.
Yeah, and that's because you can hose them out, it's easy. But when you go into a water crossing and you're going through mud, all that mud goes in, it comes up, and the whole back of the ute fills up with water.
Or you can imagine going through some of those crossings, is it like Nolan's Brook up at the Cape, the really deep one? And some of these things are up to your window height. You can imagine how soaked all your gear is going to get in the back of a well body. I mean, the same will happen if your wagon sits in the water stuck for 10 minutes. It's going to come past your door seals. It's going to happen a lot quicker in your well body.
Wagon, you're definitely better for dust, better for water ingest.
Yeah, and a bit more ready to go from the moment you buy it.
Depending on what you do though, because if you have a ute, you can just throw your stuff in the back, off you go, if you're not worried about dust.
Yeah.
Wagon though, you can throw it in, it's safe.
Yeah.
But if you bring a family with a wagon, I feel you're probably more likely to have a camper trailer.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I think if you've got a family, in my opinion, that would be your ultimate touring setup. A wagon, bit of stuff thrown in the back. You've got your full-size rear seats to keep the kids happy, even if they're teenage kids. And then you've got a camper trailer on the back full of all your food, your water, and all the stuff you need to access at camp. You can just throw those things you need during the day in the back of the wagon. You've got the comfort, you've got the space. Yeah,
that's actually a really good point. You're less likely to need a camper trailer if you have a ute, depending on your setup. Sounds a bit hypocritical me saying that because I have a ute and and I'm towing a trailer.
So why do you tow the camper and have the ute?
Because Project Black, which is the new setup on the back, that's purely for charging camera gear and power and tools and stuff like that.
Yep.
The back end is lightened up because it's a very heavy vehicle and trying to lighten it up. I've set it up wrong from the get-go.
Yeah.
When it comes to weight-wise, everything else goes in the trailer. If I didn't do content creation, I'd have a flat tray.
Yep.
I'd use the back seats. When I have the kids with me, the back seats would be used for them. All their gear would be in the back of the tray.
Yep.
And then I'll borrow just a trailer, just to tow stuff.
It's just there. You can't have everything all at once. So having your setups, Project Black on the back there, doesn't come off or anything.
No.
You just got to attach the camper trailer.
Yeah.
To diversify what you've got.
Exactly.
How do you go with water storage on the ute, Ronnie? Because I have problems with that.
Water storage for a ute. Now, I've done pretty much every thinkable water storage possible.
Yep.
I used to have a water bladder on the footwell inside the cab. I went away from that because it was just pain in the ass. Then I went to just having jerry cans in the back of the tray.
Yep.
Which is the easiest solution you can do. And then I went to a fixed 40 litre tank on the back, and that worked great.
Yep.
But limited. And then now I've gone the best thing you can do, and stainless steel water tank underneath the car. Best place for centre of gravity, 80 litres. It's wasted space under there, so that is the perfect place to put water on a tray back ute.
Yeah, that'll free you up a huge amount of space.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, well body utes, the best water storage I did there, that's where I had the water bladder inside. And then I moved to the actual back of the tray, and I found one of these water tanks. It was skinny. It's about 125 mil or something.
Yep.
That was like a shape of like the footwell, of the
wheel well cutouts.
The wheel well, yes, the wheel well cutouts. And that I pushed right up to the headboard on the well body, and I pinned it to it, and that was so good because the center of gravity was in between the two axles.
Yep.
And it was just somewhere where you wouldn't use any space. And I had drawers in, and the drawers happened to stop 200 mil beforehand.
Yeah, okay.
So I dropped the tank in and then put a rubber wedger in there.
Yeah, that's the secret with water storage really, is minimal wasted space, and you've got hoses to fill it and get the water out, so it doesn't have to be accessible.
And low center of gravity.
And low center of gravity. I've always had problems in wagons.
Yeah, how do you go in the wagon?
Well, I think on my old GU was the best setup I've had, where I just had two 20-litre jerry cans on the rear bar. It's just out of the way. Again, reasonably low centre of gravity. At the moment, I can't find a decent place to put it in the wagon. You don't have any voids underneath. I did see one the other week, actually, on Pinterest. A 30-litre tank that sort of mounted right on the bottom of the body and came up over the exhaust. That water is going to be shower temperature. You got your exhaust running this far from a water tank.
Wow.
That's never going to be cold
That's your
water.
natural heater.
Yeah. So
Not good enough 40-degree heat though.
Nah. So, I mean, the best thing I can see so far is to put one of those, either a flexible bladder tank over the footwells in the middle row seats, or a poly tank. You can get them like a solid version that goes there as well. But if I have anyone in my back seats, I don't have kids. They're going to be adults, and adults are going to end up with their knees around their forehead.
And that's part of the reason why I took mine out of the Hilux ute
Yep.
in the footwell, because it was just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And you got to worry about it too. Mine was a cheap, like knockoff Chinese one.
Yeah.
And I had one split on me already. I bought two. Oh. I preempted that will happen.
Yeah. Imagine flooding your truck and not even having done a water crossing. It's like all the pain, but none of the pride of having attempted a water crossing.
Yeah, and then you got no water to drink.
Yeah. Nothing good comes out of that.
And the water doesn't taste nice out of a plastic bag.
No.
We're on to a mini segment during the segment of Ute versus Wagon, and we're going to talk about problems and solutions. So Alex is going to tell me the problem with his wagon, and I'm going to try and come up with a solution, and vice versa.
Okay, here's my problem, Ronnie. First problem, I've got my fridge there and I've got a cage around it. But between the cage and the side body of the vehicle, I've got, like 20, 30 centimetres of wasted space. And when I load up my boxes on the driver's side as well, I've got that much wasted space. How do I access this?
Is that because of your drawers?
It's just because of the shape of a wagon. Like, I'm putting square things in there, but a wagon sort of curves a bit.
Okay.
And you've got like the windows there.
Okay, two solutions will be put stuff there that's only if you really need it, or maybe put water there. Like your spare parts, hide them away.
Yep.
Water, if you can somehow build a water thing. The other solution is on some vehicles this will work, and some it won't. I've seen that front runner do a gull wing on the side.
Oh yeah.
On the 76 series.
Yeah, that'd be
They're really
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, mainly the gull wings, they usually have like an insert, so it is like a pocket you can get the stuff, or maybe that's something Quick Pitch made, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
They might have used the thing with it. But if you can just get the gull wings so you can get in, that's another way.
Yeah, because then I could arrange, like, you lift up a gull wing and there'd be a panel in there, and I could, I don't know, have my coffee machine that runs off a 2,000 watt inverter.
Yeah.
I could have my soda stream mounted in
Hey.
somewhere. Okay, what's the problem you've got with your ute then?
When you have just a tray, and you're using just a tray and you've got your boxes around the sides,
Yep.
there is space in the middle. It's a bit of a pain to get to. Now, it's not, look, you can easily grab hold of its, not tailgate, but a side, and you can get up on the tyre and you can grab whatever's in there. But if it's heavy, or if it's dirty, you're going to lean on all the dirty stuff. That is the problem with the ute.
Yeah, so it's nice and easy to get to everything around the edges, but there's like not a wasted space, but difficult to access.
It's like the opposite to a wagon.
Yeah.
It's the opposite problem.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so what if you, say you couldn't afford an underneath chassis mounted tank? Maybe you could put a water tank in the middle there. Or spare tyre as well.
Like sideways instead.
Yeah, something like that.
So in other words, stuff you're not going to use in a hurry.
Yeah, pretty much. So your water, again, could be accessed by a hose, and you could put that at a more convenient mounting point.
Okay.
And your spare tyre, look, hopefully you don't have to use it. I very rarely have to use a spare tyre myself, so it'd be if you don't have to access it that often.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
If you've got a flat, having to climb over some dusty boxes is the least of your problems. You're going to be rolling around in the dirt anyway.
Yeah, true.
To try and change it.
One of my other solutions to this, it's been a while since I had an empty tray. If I brought a marquee, because I couldn't have an awning, because it's hard to put an awning that doesn't look stupid on a dual cab ute.
Yeah.
Because the roof rack's so short. You can use the middle of the tray for your marquee. You slide the marquee down.
Yeah, okay.
Or an RV5 tent.
Yeah.
Straight down the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you really plan the way you're camping and what you camp with, then it would be a perfect spot for those two items.
Your next problem with your wagon?
My next problem is I go away for a week in the bush, and I have a bag full of old meat wrappers, beer cans, maybe a muddy snatch strap, and I don't know where to put it. It goes in the back of the car and it stinks.
Okay. I was going to say roof rack, but that's not a good spot to put a garbage bag. It's going to blow apart.
Yeah.
Stuff's going to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Putting a bin bag on the back, then you kind of need a wheel carrier. Unless you have one of those wagons that have the wheel on the back.
Yep.
Then you could do that.
As the old GU does.
Or you could chop your wagon and turn it into a ute. Because in a ute, you just throw it in there.
Yeah, you don't care, do you?
You don't care.
It gets dusted and rained on and it stinks and
if it
flies
stinks,
hang
you
around.
hose it off when you get home.
Yeah, it's not in the cab with you.
Chuck a blower in the tray, blow it out.
Now we're talking. That's best solution is your rubbish stinks, chop your wagon.
Yeah. Or hand it to your mate as a ute. But yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, don't do that.
I need to have you along on more trips with me. I need more ute mates. Throw everything into one setup, go out there. Okay, this doesn't work. Change this up, change that up. Yeah. So
really think about it.
Yeah, it's good to be able to get out there and just give it a bit of a test, come up with ideas.
And look at other people's setups as well.
Yeah.
Look up modified.
Yeah, that's exactly what your modified segment's good for.
I should do a playlist just for wagons.
Yeah.
And one just for utes.
That's a good idea.
Now I'm thinking.
Yeah, only watch what's relevant to you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, get all the ideas in one. I like it.
We're going to wrap this topic up with one simple question to each other. Would you ever own a ute?
Yes, but it would be very interesting what I'd do. I'd be taking a Y62 Patrol and I'd be cutting the back off it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how I'd go.
Okay.
How about yourself? Would you ever go a wagon?
I was actually considering an 80 series wagon.
Yeah.
When I was before the 79 series dual cab came out.
Yep.
I was considering a wagon because the way I had the well body on the back of the Hilux and ended up with a canopy at the later stages of owning it.
It's getting quite wagon-like.
It was kind of getting like a wagony, just with a lot of space.
Yeah.
So I probably would have had a shock horror when I got the 80 and going, I can only fit half of the stuff in.
Yeah. I think
So-
given what you do now, you probably made the right choice.
The answer now is no. Before, yes, I would have.
There we go.
I would end up chopping the 80.
Yeah. Two very interesting answers, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon. That's two really cool projects.
Yeah.
It's a shame we don't have like unlimited budget. Hang
Yeah.
on, let's just get this 100 grand out of the drawer. Oh, that's already gone.
Oh, damn, all there is some rusty spanners.
Okay, we're going to end this topic with, if you want to know more factual stuff on Ute versus Wagon, I've done a video specifically just on the facts, not our personal opinions, not too much with, all the stuff we covered here. If you watch both of these two topics together, they're going to work really well.
Yeah.
So go check that out, Ute versus Wagon.
You will be the most informed person on the planet.
We will share one, but I'll give you this one because this one says, you have got to be kidding me. Here's another Alex asking you a question. Ask Alex what his fave car has ever been.
Mate, we're a good sort, aren't we? Oh, my favourite car. Oh, you could have given me like some little like sub points to go off. Favourite car.
Favourite car?
I think it's my first four-wheel drive. That Ford Maverick 1989 4.2 litre diesel, naturally aspirated. Old bucket, bought it with 570,000 Ks on it.
Oh,
Yeah, sold it with about 610, I think.
wow.
Yeah, and I think the reason it was my favourite was just because of the experiences I had in it. Like four-wheel driving is really new to you. You're learning a lot, all these exciting new places, and the thrill, like you go over a rock this big and it's like, oh damn, I can't believe I'm doing this. So I think that's my favourite.
This is one we're both going to share. All right. Where to tie a recovery rope. I'm going to clarify that one too. If you have no recovery points, cheers. And that is also from Alex Grammatakos. How do you say his last name? Bottom one.
Grammatakos.
Grammatakos.
Right. Grammatakos. Alex Grammatakos. You're a legend for having the name Alex.
Like Alex Wilson.
Yeah, Alex Wilson.
It's amazing.
What a bloke. That is a tricky question actually, because people in our position shouldn't be advising that you attach a tow rope to anything that is not rated.
Within reason.
Yeah?
What I'll say is, if you have no front recovery points, you have the factory tie downs and you absolutely cannot use anything else. Number one, take it seriously easy. Number two, put all the precautions in, make sure everyone's out of the way. And number three, use a bridle and share the load on both points.
Yeah.
So use rated gear on the non-rated points, but use both of them, and don't only do it if you absolutely have to. And if something went wrong,
Yep.
it's on you, not me. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you absolutely have to. What I will say about the back though, on a tow bar, you have to have a tow bar,
Yep.
right? So never use a tow ball. You can use a pin. If you don't have that in there, or if you have one that's fixed with the tow ball and you've got no other choice, don't use the tow ball. Wrap the strap around the actual tow bar assembly itself a couple of times, equalise it, and that's the best you're going to get.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. If it's a release hitch, you can pull that entire tow ball thing out, feed your strap inside that square hitch and put the pin through.
Put the pin through.
That's acceptable.
Here are two reasons why you shouldn't use a tow ball or a chain.
Holy
This time the innocent bystander gets hit by the chain, not the strap. A perfect example why to never use chains or tow balls in recoveries. And if you want to see the rest of that video, well, there will be a link to that. I'm sure you'll find anyway. Just type in Ronnie Dale tow ball, something.
Yeah, mannequins dying, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimate destruction.
Yeah, carnage.
Your turn.
Okay, I like this one. This one is, I can't even pronounce that because too many consonants and syllables in the wrong order.
Hurricane.
Hurricane. I run a Ford 4x4 Super Duty van. The street tyre pressures are 80 psi in the rear, 60 psi in the front. What would off-road air down pressures look like?
Is there another air question in here as well? Let's put them both together.
We're going to combine that with, God, I've got all the hard to pronounce ones. Bujani Bergum.
I just call him Barney with a J, Bergen.
Barney with a J, Bergen. How do you find the right road pressure for your off-road tyres? They are out of spec for the car supplier. Okay, so your car supplier suggests 35 PSI, you've got off-road tyres, it's going to be different.
This is a very interesting and wishy-washy topic. A lot of car manufacturers and tyre manufacturers will disagree with everything that's said here, but they don't go off-roading, they just sit behind their desk and engineer these cars and tyres. So yes, of course they should know about the tyres and stuff, but the fact of the matter is they won't recommend lowering the tyres more than 35 PSI because they are expecting you to do 100, 110 kilometres, maybe in miles per hour, which is pretty damn fast. Yeah,
they're trying to cover their asses.
They're trying to cover their asses. It's like a high lift jack saying, do not change your tyre.
Yeah.
with this device, it's like 99% of people do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's an ass covering thing. It's the world we live in. Tyre pressures.
Tyre pressures, I would say maybe go off a percentage. So I run 40 PSI.
Percentage?
Yeah, because I run 40 PSI on the highway. And if I'm hitting a gravel road, I'll lower to 24 PSI. So that's what, approximately a 45% decrease?
Yeah, around that.
And so for me, I'd say maybe try and drop your tyres by 45% and see how you go. What do you reckon?
It all depends on your car as well, like the weight, if it's a ute or a wagon. Wagons and utes can both tend to be heavy in the back, but then you got like your SUV cars that are kind of more heavy into the front. I would suggest eyeballing.
Yeah.
You want that tyre footprint to be nice and flat. If you go below 20, stay below 70 kilometres per hour. If you're around 30, 35, you can probably go up to your maximum speed.
Yeah.
Look, don't be scared to go down to 8 on the beach if you have to get out. Yeah. But my lowest I would stick with is about 12 PSI.
Yep.
I just wouldn't wrench that steering wheel too hard on a corner, and I would not go over 60 kilometres per hour with 12 PSI. 12 PSI is low range.
I'd only hit 12 PSI on the beach and probably not above 40 myself.
Yeah.
On a beach press.
I get away with 18 most of the time on a beach.
Yep.
But there are some beaches, mate. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Yeah.
It's interesting you talk about percentage. I'm just calculating mine now. So if I go down on a gravel, I would drop it 25%.
Yep.
A quarter pressure, just to wash out the...
There's little vibrations that your shock absorbers and everything don't knock off.
Yep. Yeah, it's like a pre-shock absorber. And then when I go to mud terrain I need some good grip on the tyres, and I'll drop it 50%.
Yeah, okay.
Thereabouts.
There you go.
45, 50, pretty much like you do.
Yeah. Well, there's a few points for you to consider. Take that into your equation and see how you go.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit of a trial and error game.
It is.
For that situation.
And the same thing with that guy with the 80 to 60 PSI. That's a lot easier to run your tyres. The guy with the working truck.
Yeah.
Mate, instead of going down to 20, maybe your 40 PSI is our 20.
Yeah.
So just try. Just go down a little bit, don't go too far, and then see how it works.
Yeah.
If you take out too much and you're hitting rocks, you're going to pinch the bead, you can split the bead, there's all kinds of things you can do.
Yeah.
I think we covered that.
Well covered.
2 in
Hope
1.
that helps your questions.
That's a 2 in 1 plus a 2 in 1.
Yeah.
That's a 4 in 2.
4 and 2.
4 in 2.
That makes 6. That's quick maths.
No, 4 in 2.
4 in 2.
Yeah.
So this is like numberception.
This is a different type of calculating altogether. I just invented it
This is quantum.
This is
beyond quantum.
Welcome to the future of four-wheel driving. Forget everything that you already know, because we are going to get stuck into some, I don't know, it feels kind of scary a little bit.
It does, it's change. And everyone's changing. Change.
I've had comments and questions 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and even before that, people wanted me to do a video about this. So we're just going to dive in and have a little discussion about it. And you have a question there.
Yep, from 1 day ago, apparently. This is from the Mr. Chris A. Thank you for sparking this conversation. He is interested to know our thoughts on the sharp decline of diesel sales, in Europe at least. Are diesels going to be consigned to the past? And how will this affect the long ranges currently offered by diesels on our longer trips?
Yes. Now, A lot of people believe that petrols don't have their place in four-wheel driving, but they do. Petrols are fine. I've had plenty of petrols.
Yep.
I even had an XD Falcon I travelled, a lot of WA with, and with a 250 kilometre range on it.
Yep, that drank a bit of fuel.
Lots of Jerry's in the boot. The death of diesel. Yeah, diesel will eventually one day be gone. It will still be used in mining industries and trucks and stuff like that, but I think in passenger four-wheel drive vehicles, the vehicles that we have now may soon be non-existent as new vehicles. A car manufacturer, like a particular car manufacturer from a reliable source, and I can't mention who this car manufacturer is because then I may not get any more of this information. 2022, this particular car manufacturer will no longer bring out any vehicles that are not at least hybrid or full electric. So any vehicle developed from 2022 will no longer be diesel or petrol solely, it'll be hybrid.
That is huge.
It's massive, man.
And scary when you think about it.
It is a bit scary.
Think about your favourite vehicle and just imagine that it was a petrol, hybrid, electric.
We're going to be playing V8 sounds through the stereo.
That's it. You have to get your fix.
It's got so much more torque, this thing.
Yeah. So what's bringing it on?
Euro 6, the rest of the world, emissions, all that kind of stuff. Hey, I totally get it. It's just a bit of a scary thought as to distance, because it's fine across the Nullarbor. I'm sure electrical cars will be able to do that because they'll just do like a kind of battery swap, I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon they'll resort to a battery swap. So instead of charging your car and waiting overnight, swap batteries. Be like swapping your gas bottle. Off you go. And you keep going, right? But that's all good and well for that. But what about remote travel?
Yeah. Where's your battery swap? Could you afford a helicopter to bring in your battery swap?
Yeah, batteries are heavy too.
Yeah.
Even lithiums still weigh a bit for what they are.
Yeah.
Batteries only last you 10 years as well, and you got to replace them.
Yeah.
I suppose battery prices are coming down. But it's not just the electrical car that's a concern. I mean, solar's come a long way, but it takes a while to charge your car.
Yeah, I think that the big problem is in battery technology. If you could make a battery charge as quick as a capacitor, say your service station has a huge solar farm out the back, and you just plug your car in and just give it a massive hit of energy that can then be slowly drained over the next 500 Ks.
Sounds very dangerous.
They wouldn't be so, if they could get the technology right. Yeah, right. I mean, lethal, like don't put your fingers in there. But if you could, that's the problem with batteries, they have to be charged slowly. Yeah,
depending on the battery, a lithium battery does charge really quick.
Yep.
An AGM, absorbed glass metal battery, charges 5 times faster than on average, than a lead acid battery.
Yep.
A lithium charges 5 times faster than the AGM.
It's pretty quick.
It's very quick. So I could drive from here 10 Ks to Wangara and back, and I would put an extra 20% into my lithium battery.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Okay, it's not so
bad. Lead acid battery.
Yeah.
You got to go to bloody Geraldton and back.
But would you buy a modern day diesel, say a 2018, 2019 diesel vehicle anyway? Like, what do you think about what the emissions rules have done to the diesel engine?
Okay, if you buy a modern day diesel with a DPF, if you remove that DPF, you void your warranty, you void your insurance, because they're clamping down hard on this.
Yeah.
And fines are massive.
Yeah.
And if you're a vehicle modification person and you remove the DPF, you could lose your mechanical license, and the fine is like in excess of $100,000.
Yeah, for someone as a professional doing that sort of thing.
Even an EGR, I think EGR is in excess of $100,000.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that get EGR deletes and they post it on Facebook, and I'm looking at this going, wow. Yeah. And modified episodes, people, have EGR. I was like, mate, I'm going to cut that bit out because...
Here's an opportunity for you to take that back.
Yeah, one day, people are going to look at these videos and go, hey, EGR delete.
Yeah.
They're clamping that hard on this stuff.
The flip side of the coin, so you don't want to take the DPF out because it's illegal and insurance and all that. But really, you don't want one in the first place, because if you just do one Google search on problems with DPFs, if those things go wrong, they're expensive.
They are very expensive, and long grass fire as well. But look, it also depends on who does the heat shielding, because some do dodgy heat shielding, some do good heat shielding.
Yeah, okay.
Like a 70 or 200, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
We're on the Yambedal Highway. We did a heat gun test on them.
Yep.
and they only got as hot as my exhaust.
Okay, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
So
but then
you're obviously referring to when they do that regeneration, where they heat up and
during a regen,
cook out all the...
Yep.
Yeah.
So all the outer casing was only getting to that. We were able to get the heat gun right into a point where there was, exposed straight to where the heat was coming from. Yep. That did get up to about 500 degrees, but that was it.
Yeah.
People are talking 800 degrees and stuff like that. We didn't find that on the gun, but that was only one car we tested.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the fuel and all that. It's also about, I reckon 20 years from now, I'm just going to make a wild prediction and say, the way they're developing cars these days is they're becoming softer, more fragile on front, so they are more accommodating for crashing into people.
Yep.
And to keep the passengers safe as well. The whole thing just crumbles.
Yeah.
So if you had a 1960s Charger and you hit a power pole, you just get a new steel bumper.
Yeah, I snapped the power pole and got a bit of a sore head.
That's it.
Just replace the bumper, she'll be right.
But if you now do it in a 150 Prado, you're probably going to ride the car off.
Yeah, you're not going to have a bruise or a scratch on you, but the car's not going to be
serious damage. It's going to be serious damage. And you just hope it's a brand new one, so you get a brand new replacement.
Yeah.
But that's now. But imagine 20 years from now, I reckon the car's going to be so soft on the front, you wouldn't even be able to mount a bull bar or a winch because there'll be nowhere solid to mount it to.
Yeah.
The way the crumble zones are moving, I reckon, even the chassis got crumble zones.
It'll completely change the way that we do everything.
Yeah, it will. We'll change everything.
Yeah.
So it's a scary thought.
How do you feel about the idea of electric coming in? If you could get the range, I mean, some of these. Did you hear about the Rivian pickup that got announced in the US? It's a pickup with sort of designed on. It's almost like an electric skateboard chassis, like a big version of the electric skateboard, 4-wheel drive UTE. In its upper ranges of spec, it's over 500 k's per charge.
Oh wow!
I think some of the specs were heading into
miles or kilometres.
Or it could have even been miles, to be honest, because this is American.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but the Rivian, looking at the Rivian, that was a pretty promising thing. Don't quote my figures, by the way, I forget a lot. But
yeah, fair enough.
That thing looked impressive, and that sort of gets me a bit excited for the future of electric four-wheel drives.
Well, I think electric four-wheel drive, if you put it in a situation where you're rock crawling or something, it's gonna outperform definitely petrol and a diesel because you got torque on tap.
Yeah.
It's instant.
Yeah.
It's like the Tesla car. You can beat like some of the supercars.
Yeah.
Because it is just instant.
Yeah. It's just there from the moment you put your foot down.
You don't have to wait for compression and fuel burning. It's just bang.
It's not going to stall.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it'll change. It's going to change a lot of things in good ways and bad ways, I guess. Mainly good ways, I'd have to say. But look, for people like me, old school, who likes the engine noise and all that, and I listen to that a lot when I'm driving the car as well, but maybe when you have an electric car, you don't have to worry about the harmonics of the engine so much because it's just power-driven.
Crank that old DVD of your adventures and your dash-mounted DVD player and listen to that exhaust note.
I wonder if a self-driving car could do a rutted hill.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It'd be like just all the sensors would be beeping. It might just give up on you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, too hard basket.
Need manual piloting.
I wonder if it'll change the way that we sort of camp and explore for the better. Like, people will be, I'm just going up to Exmouth for the weekend, maybe.
Oh, you just sleep in the car and the car drives you there?
No, I'm talking more about like the range of the batteries and that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people just blast through these places and don't see anything. If you've got to wait for a recharge or something, I wonder if
that's where I reckon if they do a battery swap, that'll work because you get somewhere, but everyone has to use this. Well, there's always going to be different batteries.
Yeah.
Unless someone monopolises it, like the gas industry.
Yeah, that's it.
There's going to be all different batteries, different capacity of batteries and all that. So I reckon unless they do the battery swap, it's not going to work.
No.
It's not going to fly in Australia. It's too far in between places.
We've got vast distances here.
Yeah. In Europe, I can totally see it. Now for the last segment, mini segment in this big segment, Future of 4 Driving, pros and cons. We'll start with cons.
Yeah.
I'm going to start by saying technology does get better and expand, but I reckon fuel range or distance or travel, especially remote areas, is going to be compromised to some degree.
Definitely. The way it is at the moment, it would just not work. There'd have to be some serious infrastructure in place.
Yep.
I'm going to go a more light-hearted con here and say, well, electric doesn't need air. How are we going to fit a snorkel to something that doesn't need a snorkel?
Yeah. How are you going to fit a snorkel to it?
How are we going to look cool?
You just put a snorkel on anyway.
Yeah.
You can put 2 on.
Yeah, true. Why not? It works for all the B&S utes. But again, actually, you're thinking water there. How about all these electrics and electric motors when it comes to like water
sensors
crossings?
and all that kind of stuff? Because they're not going to design these cars for off-roading unless someone goes, all right, we're designing a car for off-road.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
And you hope that there's someone decent enough out there to be able to do that.
Or just make something really good.
Yeah.
What else? I reckon, would they be heavy? There'd be less components to go wrong.
Yeah.
I'm already in the pros. I guess another con would be missing the smell of diesel when you're filling up your car.
I don't know if I'd miss that.
It's the sound.
Yeah, definitely.
The sound. However, let's turn this into a pro now. The sound. I guess you're not going to disturb wildlife with a big V8 rolling through.
Yeah, it's going to be the whole experience of going out there is going to be more pleasant.
Yeah, and then I guess if a hiker crosses the road, he doesn't know you're coming.
Yeah, that's a big issue that's
That's
always
just
debated.
bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bang for buck there.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but it worked.
I wonder how it'll work with wildlife as well in the same matter. So
Yeah, they won't hear it.
yeah, that's it. You'd have to have at least 50 of those little kangaroo whistles stuck all over the bonnet of the roof.
I don't believe that work, eh?
Maybe it's just because you don't have 50 of them on your truck.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, wildlife can't hear you.
Yeah.
So there's more reason to have a bull bar. Because if you're coming screaming up, like an emu that's in the middle of the road standing there with their back turned to you, they can hear you coming, they turn around and go, oh, there's a car coming.
Yeah.
I'll either stand here and I'll go.
Yeah. And then we're kind of getting back into what you talked about earlier, where are these modern cars going to become so soft that said emu will just be absorbed into the bonnet and the car's
Become
no
part
good.
of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the part of it.
Emu walks away, car doesn't.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think that'll happen to that degree, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think the car will be severely compromised.
I think that once you get past the issues of pretty much charge range or fuel range, however you want to say it, there's not too many cons really.
There isn't too many cons. And also with the self-driving car, it's going to have extra safety points in place, so it's probably going to be able to stop for that animal anyway, without relying on your delayed reaction.
Yeah. I mean, you look at how many cars have autonomous emergency braking. It's not in four-wheel drives yet, really.
Actually, that wouldn't work, would it?
Yeah, that's it.
We're coming to a rock wall here.
Yeah, stop. Come on, just go. You can do it.
Obstacle. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Computer says no.
Yeah, there could be a lot of problems there. So in that sense of proper full driving, there could be a lot of cons actually.
Yeah.
In just the driving aspects. But let's go to the pros then. Yeah. All right, you're not disturbing wildlife by the noise.
Yeah.
Not that that's ever really been considered a problem. I don't really consider that a problem anyway.
No. It's going to be more, I mean, the whole sound in the cab, all that noise actually plays a huge part in fatigue. So maybe as drivers doing long distances will feel less fatigue, not having to put up with that noise.
Yeah, okay. Mine keeps me awake. Rattle, 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 bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Can you imagine being in the capsule? It just goes...
Yeah. God, mine keeps me awake just sitting there wondering, is it going to blow up? Is it going to blow up? Maybe they won't blow up as easy.
At least be able to hear the music in my car without having to turn it right up.
Or you could turn up your Beethoven, your nice classical, you could hear like every string and note.
Don't go passenger in his car. That's why he's got no friends. You used to have friends.
Damn it, my music taste changed after that patrol. Another pro, okay. How many dual batteries? Oh, dual batteries means 2.
Mate, you'd have...
How many batteries do you have in your car right now?
You'd have 10-fold batteries.
Yeah.
You have the power of 10 to batteries.
That's it. I mean, I've got 4 batteries in my patrol to power all my accessories. You got an electric car with batteries that need to run it. I mean, sure, you're going to be eating into your fuel range, but you can run all the 2,000 watt inverters and coffee machines you want. You can have a full camp light set up. You can run a concert in the bush. Everything. You've got power.
But you won't be able to start your car in the morning.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
I guess also with that amount of powers, you won't be talking about, I've got this many horsepowers. You go, I've got 4,000 cranking cold amps.
Yeah. and however many kilowatts, kilojoules of energy.
There you go.
Yeah, and how many amps you're running.
Pro, if the distance is compromised and people are less likely to go remote, what they may have to do is carry extra batteries in a trailer or something. Less people are going to do that, so less people are actually going to go to these remote destinations.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you see how much pressure is put on these places that we go.
Some of them, yeah.
So many people getting into four-wheel driving, and you know, it's probably going to turn away a lot of people.
Yeah, but that's a long time to come, and by then, I reckon there'll be a lot less places to go. The future of four-wheel driving. I don't know if I feel better or if I'm more worried now.
I don't know. I'm ready to embrace it.
You know what? I have a message to everyone right now. Get out there and enjoy it right now, because it will not be the same coming up. Regardless of the vehicle thing, regardless of the battery, regardless of no diesel, no petrol, none of that matters also to just the general fact of more people, more cities getting bigger, places getting populated, places getting shut. I reckon, I'm going to finish by saying, I reckon in future, we need to start looking at people having to buy a license or have to undergo some kind of four-wheel drive training that also educates them on how to take care of the tracks, the rubbish, and how to take a dump in the bush.
Yeah.
They need to get that ticket so they can go four-wheel driving.
Yeah.
And I reckon if they get that ticket, then they don't have to pay fees to access national parks.
I like that idea. I'm supportive of the idea of a license for four-wheel drives.
I reckon
because that stops some idiot from going and buying a cheap old bucket of
and getting
crap
stuck.
petrol, getting stuck, not knowing how to recover, anything. It just keeps the idiots out of it. And I would be quite happy to pay the extra money for a license to be able to do what I love.
Just make it reasonable. We're already paying heaps in our rego because our cars are heavy.
Yeah.
You know? Just they keep it reasonable.
Yeah, so I got to say, I agree with Ronnie. Get out there now and enjoy it, because it's going to change. Sure, it might be for the better. Like, we might all really love electric and hybrid four-wheel drives, but it could also end up for the worse. And you don't want to take that chance, do you? Get out there and do it now.
Modified episode 523. Coal cranking amps.
Yes.
In a whatever the hell that might be.
Yeah. How many amps you're running through your hydroelectric converter, mate?
I just cringe at the fact of editing 523 modified episodes. Over on Alex's channel, we recorded an interview with me, and then he brought out the cake slap, also known as pie face, and asked me some rather medium to difficult questions, at which points I got cake slapped a couple of times, but not before someone else did. So head over to Alex's channel, check that out. Check out, there's some links down below as well. Also to the UTE versus WAGON, some other relevant links. And but yeah, subscribe to Alex's channel as well. Subscribe to this one if you haven't already. Just open another screen with both of them. And watch this other video down below, which will probably be another episode of Talking 4x4. Cheers, mate.
My empty glass. Thanks for having me.
You got a little bit there.
Oh, I do too.